Hi, I'm Missouri Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, and I first want to thank the Boone County Farm Bureau for having this virtual candidate forum. It's so important that people know their candidates, kick the tires, and make an informed choice in our elections. I want to thank everyone that's watching this for taking time out of their busy schedules, working, raising families, and everything else you have to do to take part in making Missouri better. As your Missouri Secretary of State, I've focused on elections to make sure that they ran smoothly and ran safely and securely. I've helped implement a photo ID law that both strengthens the security of our elections but also makes sure that every Missouri voter can vote and their vote will count. Just last month, I spent 13 days delivering over 15,000 masks, face shields, and over 500 gallons of hand sanitizer to every election authority across the state to make sure that poll workers and voters would be safe in our June election. And that's not unusual. I visit every county in the state every year because I believe the people of the state should have good access to their statewide officials so that we can listen to the wisdom that isn't just in Jefferson City. Beyond that, I've worked on notary reform to make it easier for people to do business transactions, to be able to do it electronically and to do it remotely. I've focused on initiative petition reform to make sure that HSUS doesn't decide what our Constitution is, but that the people of the state do. Not making it harder to put an amendment on the ballot, but making sure it would only pass if the vast majority of Missourians agree with it. Beyond that, we've done more with less. We've cut our budget and our overhead, but we've also expanded broadband, something I've been fighting for 4 years. We're implementing an entirely new business services software program, which has saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last year, and we did it without a penny extra of taxpayer dollars. Because of this, I ask that you would support me for re-election in November. Thank you for allowing me to serve, and God bless you.
Hello, I'm Paul Lehmann, and I'm running for Secretary of State on the Green Party ticket. I live on a small organic farm south of Fayette in Howard County. The Secretary of State has primary responsibilities for elections and voting and political campaigns and ethical standards associated with the electoral system. In doing some research, I found that in the U.S. Constitution adopted in 1789, the states were given control over the electoral system, and only 6% of the population was allowed to vote as white male land-owning citizens. Over the next 230 years, the right to vote was expanded after decades of trauma and struggle to achieve this fundamental right for all citizens. But there are still barriers to the exercise of the right to vote that I would like to address. As Secretary of State, I will push for a true democratic universal suffrage system for all citizens. What this means is that registration to vote would be a one-time act for all citizens upon their 18th birthday or upon naturalization, in the same manner as is done on being assigned a Social Security number at birth. Our addresses would be held in each county's clerk's office. At each election, the clerk would mail out a coded paper ballot to every citizen to be returned by election day. No more registration requirements or deadlines, no more absentee excuses, no more expenses for polling places and ballot machines, no more pitched battles over who can and cannot vote. The mail-in system is truly safe and secure and accessible to all citizens and truly democratic. A vote for me is a vote for true democracy in our state. I'm Paul Lehmann, the Green Party candidate running for Secretary of State.
Hello, my name is Yinka Faleti. I'm running to be Missouri's next Secretary of State. I am a husband, a father of 4, a graduate of the United States Military Academy at West Point, an Army veteran, and a former state prosecutor. I'm running for Secretary of State to bring leading with integrity and character back to Jefferson City. As a cadet at West Point, the Academy instilled in me the values of duty, honor, country. It is those same values that I led with as an officer on active duty for over 6 years. As a combat arms officer, I had the opportunity to lead with character and integrity in executing difficult missions under difficult circumstances. My first deployment to Kuwait was prior to September 11, to keep Saddam Hussein at bay. My second deployment to Kuwait was as part of the forces of Operation Enduring Freedom in response to the horrific attacks on our country. In the Army, I attained the rank of captain, and after serving, I moved to Missouri to attend law school at Washington University. After graduating law school, I worked as a litigator in private practice before later serving as a state prosecutor, helping victims of crime. My time in the Army has prepared me to lead with integrity and character and to execute difficult missions under difficult circumstances. I am ready to bring those values back to Jefferson City, and with your support, I know we can do just that. I'd be humbled to have your endorsement and your support. Thank you.